everybody, welcome to another Common Grounds Meet the Members. For everybody who don't know me, my name is Jo Stevens and I'm the coordinator of Common Grounds. Thank you so much for taking the time to check in and learn more about our amazing Common Grounds members. Now, Common Grounds provides coffee meetups for women in business to network, connect with like-minded women in business. Now, we have an amazing diverse group of women. And one of the reasons why I started this vlog chat was to help these incredible women spread the word on not only what they do, but why they do what they do. And today I'm joined by the amazing Sasha. Welcome, Sasha. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much
much.
for joining us. Now,
Thank
Sasha,
you.
would you like to tell us your business name, who you are, and what it is that you do?
Sure. So I am the founder and director of Sasha Eburne Coaching and Mentoring, and I support virtual assistants get started in their own business as well as scaling up their business as well.
So, Sasha, how did you get into this? Like, what made you want to go into this kind of business?
So it was interesting journey. I have 25 years of hospitality and events experience, predominantly in hotels, in Australia and overseas. And then COVID happened, and 25-year career in that industry. We were the first hotel that entered the quarantine program here on the Gold Coast, actually the first one in Australia. So we were all stood down and no jobs. So I kind of tried lots of different jobs here, there, and everywhere. And then I met up with an old colleague. She had been made redundant twice in 2 years, and she'd been working in the travel industry and in a hotel. And we went and met for coffee. During COVID, I did the body shop at home because everybody was at home. So I was doing like online facial parties, and she actually bought some body shop. So I went to meet her to give her the body shop. We had a coffee outside of the cafe because we weren't allowed in the cafe. And I said, "What are you doing now?" And she said, "I'm a virtual assistant." And I'm like, "What is that?" And she told me a little bit about it and said that she made more than she did in her she worked 3 days a week and she made more in the 3 days than she did in her 5 day hotel job. And I, serial entrepreneur, always had kind of been like, wanted to be a business owner, tried lots of different things, and I didn't do anything. She threw me into some of the Facebook groups, and I just watched the space for 6 months. And then I was trying a small stint in real estate. And I say it was very small because then I started my business. Just one day, I just decided to register my business name, create my website. And then within 24 hours, I had my first client. Then did my first client and my job for a week. And then was just like, well, if I had all of the rest of the time to find clients, potentially this could be something. So I decided to go all in within a week, quit my job, and then within 3 weeks I was fully booked.
Oh
And
my
then
goodness.
within 6 weeks I'd kind of surpassed what I was earning as a director in the hotel. Funnily enough, I didn't actually know what a business coach was back then. And in the first 4 months of running my virtual assistant business, I just started helping other people do it too. And then that kind of evolved over time and very much took over the virtual assistant business. And we kind of downsized that. We still run that today. Some of my team run all of the clients and look after them firsthand. And I kind of just spend a couple of hours in that business a week, not much at all. And then very much probably 2 years into that journey, kind of went all in on coaching and really found a love for supporting other women to do what I've done and created the flexibility. Just one, created more income for their family, but just the flexibility to work whenever and however and wherever that they wanted.
So you kind of like have scaled like really quickly in a way, haven't you? Because like you went from like, being a virtual assistant like yourself and then realizing like, you're getting all these clients in and obviously having to bring other people in to help with that. And then that kind of morphed its way into like, wow, people asking you questions because I mean that's the whole key. I think like we start asking questions about what do we do, how do we do this, and then that kind of morphed into being that business coach. So you just could see that need and that need there for your clients. Is that kind of how it developed?
Yeah. It just like if I look back at the journey, it's just it has been a whirlwind, been crazy. I mean, what May this year we'll be starting our 4th year. So it's been an absolute whirlwind. And I think that it was 2022 that I actually went and did coaching myself and I got my NLP qualification. So I am a qualified coach. And that just changed everything. And that then it was just like, okay, well, what I didn't realize was it's interesting because people were investing in me to get the roadmap to kind of go quicker and faster. And then since then, that changed everything for me. So I'm constantly investing in other coaches. I'm learning, and then I get to provide more to my clients because my level of expertise grows, my strategies grows, and that's probably, I would say, one of the reasons, other than me just being tenacious and big dreams and all of that, the fact that I have invested in coaches to support my growth so you can go quicker. Because they always say, like, work with someone that's already walked the path that you want to walk. And
Absolutely.
that's really, accredited to how fast we've moved.
So then who would be actually your target market then, say, like, for your business? Who is it that you are, that you find that you are coming in to want to work with you?
Yeah, so predominantly our first and mostly our ideal client are virtual assistant business owners and online business owners. They're the ones that we generally try to talk to the most because they've started this business, but they didn't really know. They've got a couple of clients, but then they're probably undercharging. So that's kind of really where we sit in terms of ideal clients because they're kind of already in that business model and wanting to take them to the next level. However, with that and with our expertise, we do attract a lot of those getting started. And that's why we have a program suitable for them. So in terms of that ideal client, it's generally those mums that are being forced back to the office, the ones that are a little bit more proactive than us before we even knew that there was another option, that they're like, oh, well, I'm pregnant now. I want to have the flexibility.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a lot of us before COVID, we're like, well, we just have to go back to work. There's just no other way. So now I think that there's very much, there is another way. So we do get a lot of those that are a bit more proactive. And then, you've also got the high-end executives, the EAs, the PAs that are just done working so many long hours, just having the restrictions that everything is on somebody else's terms. And, if they want to go on holidays, they have to ask for permission. And if they just get told no, it's just a tough go another time. So yeah, there's definitely in that kind of getting started, there is a kind of a mixed bag. And, predominantly it's kind of anyone that just wants to be able to be in control of their life.
They have a big change in their life and move in a different direction. So you've kind of like talked a little bit about like your programs. So what are they like specifically? Like, so you were saying there's like startup programs. So what does that entitle?
Yeah, so we call it the VOA certification. So it's a 12-week journey to $10,000 months. And that's kind of, giving them the resources and the foundations to build their business, but also the next level a little bit. Once you are kind of set up, how you can tap into lead magnets and a bit of marketing, refining your messaging and really talking to the right people. So there are some advanced strategies in there. So that's why we kind of do the foundations first, but that's kind of 12 weeks. It is now a supported program. So we do have coaching in terms of group calls and a Facebook group as well. And then kind of the progression from that is to then move into Scaling VA Collective. Now, Scaling VA Collective is the one that I pretty much run and show up for the coaching calls. We have 2 coaching calls a week, but it is a 12-month program because scaling a business we say business isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. So it is a 12-month program and they're heavily supported by not only myself, we also have a mindset coach in the program. We do weekly mindset calls because business is 90% mindset. And our recent addition is of a copywriting coach as well, because we find that it's really about that attraction marketing and ensuring that they're bringing in the right clients and not just talking to everybody. So having that expert copywriting coach in the program can help them because let's be honest, we're not copywriters and we don't. I would say that was probably one of my biggest growth pieces was actually learning to talk to my ideal clients. So when I discovered that there are such things, I mean, there's a coach for everything now, but she was amazing. So we've brought her in. So we've kind of really solidified a lot of experts to kind of help them to grow and scale, as well as we do include a retreat as well in that program. It's all included. There's no additional cost, obviously, other than getting themselves there. So we did it last year for the first time. We're doing it the second time, and it will be in Bali. So it's pretty cool to get them all together and bring them together, but kind of really kind of solidify and grow their business within that space. It's quite a transformational event.
And so with that, like you were saying, so you have the beginner one, I think so it's the 12-week program, getting like, for those who have absolutely no idea what they're looking for, with a VA business, and then it's like the scaling business. So what is it like, with the scaling business, do you find like, your clients are just like at the end, just completely like, oh my Lord, I can't wait for this. This is it. And like, is there like an ongoing after that, like communication after that, like support, like a support group kind of thing after that? Does that happen, or you find everybody goes off and spreads their wings?
No, we find that they sign up again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're in the second year, and so far I would say 99%, what would you say, renewal rate. And, even some of them, we went to Bali last year, and they're just like, just sign me up to the next year. Like they were 6 months away from renewal, and they're like, we're all in already. So yeah, we find that there's like the journey doesn't end. So, we do have a couple that, maybe just like, oh, I'm gonna go flock my wings on my own. But then we do have a community. We have a community of alumni clients.
Yeah.
So clients have kind of gone through, and then they can kind of support each other and still kind of, get that connection, because we find that a lot of them build so much connection, friendship. They have online networkings, they go out and have coffee together and things like that. So we try to keep that momentum and that community going. But yeah, so far a lot of them are staying in and sticking in the community for another year, which is exciting.
Absolutely. And I think like that is the key, isn't it? Building that relationship, I think you in like in business, like, especially like when you're in business for yourself, it can get quite a lonely place sometimes. And then if you have that community and that connection, it can really help you. It's not like, like I always like to say, it's not actually that competition between everybody. It's actually building that relationship where you both all can grow together. And I love that you're creating that. That sounds absolutely amazing. I'm sure your clients love it. And honestly, anybody listening, you reach out and find out more about it. Now, but Sasha, what kind of advice would you like give like to anybody who's like, say, thinking about going down this road and or where you are, or well, actually, no, what is it that gets you through the day to day? What is your one piece of advice that you've been maybe given and it's like, no, this is my driving force that keeps you going every day? I thought that makes sense.
Does. It does. I mean, there's two things. I mean, for me, the reason why I do what I do is because I get to change people's lives. And it's not just teaching them how to run a business, it's that next layer. So it's the change that they make, or they're like, oh my gosh, I got to pay off my credit card, or, I got to buy more presents for my kids. Like that's actually what it is. Like, what are the results from the work that I do?
Yeah.
And even sometimes they'll tag me, and it's so beautiful. Like they'll put up a video of them going to see their kid get an award at school. They're like, I would never have been able to do that. And I'm just like, it's the memories, it's what they are able to create. So in terms of like, if somebody's looking to get started, is just to start
Yeah.
and try not to let the fear hold you back, because I hear it all the time. They're like, I'm scared that I'm not going to have the regular income, but it's just like, well, you're the only one that's in control of actually making it happen. So rather than sitting in the fear of it, and at the end of the day, we have one life. So live the life that you want to live. And the other thing in terms of advice for my clients, in terms of like if they've already got a business, is actually find their why in terms of their client rather than themselves, because actually having a deeper meaning to the work that we do has a huge flow on effect. So actually make a difference for your clients. Don't just sit there and, tick the box for your client in terms of admin. Like, what are you doing for them, and how are they making the most with their time that you're giving them back? And work with clients that potentially, even like, I know a lot of my clients do work with coaches because of the impact and the transformation that they get with their clients. So find those businesses that are actually making a change, because then you have that underlying drive to be like, I get to change people's lives today. I get to help people, rather than, oh, I'm just going to go do some admin today. Because I think that's where you really build a long-standing business, because there's so much more meaning to it. And then you're like, even if it's a hard day, you're going to get up and support them because of the change that you get to support people make.
Absolutely. And I think that's key, isn't it? Like doing something that you love and you enjoy, because then that will, bring you more clients and help your business to grow. And I think I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think everybody can take that away. Just, enjoy what you're doing, and communicating well with others. And that will help all of us grow and just live a much happier life along the way. I think that's definitely key that we all would like to have. Oh, Sasha, thank you so much for today. I really enjoyed chatting with you, and I'm sure that everybody listening, is keen to find out more. Now, I will make sure that I share all of Sasha's links. You'll find them in our Common Grounds website. And also, like if you're on our Facebook page, you'll find them in there as well. And so thank you so much for your time today. I really enjoyed it, and I hope everybody else enjoyed it as well.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're more than welcome. Have a great day, everybody.